Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Lock, and this is the second podcast of Skeptic Wars. First of all, I'd like to update you on a situation that I talked about in the last podcast, and this is concerning uh, Myles Power and the DMCA notices that were takedown notices, shall I say, brought against him and his YouTube channel by Martin Penny and Knowledge Matters LLC. Fortunately, Miles's page is still up and the videos are restored. Myles got some help from from the Electronic Frontier Foundation, which is a digital rights advocacy group, a big one too. It's been around since 1990, since the birth of the internet, and he got some help from them, and I'll have a link to an article about it from the Electronic Frontier Foundation in the description. But his page is no longer in danger of being shut down, at least for now, and you can watch all 5 of the debunking House and Numbers videos that he's created right now, in fact. And I'm not sure if he's going to continue making more debunking House and Numbers videos, if he's just going to finish it or not, or if he's going to say, to heck with it, I'm just going to stop right here. But I really do hope that he finishes it the way he intended to finish it. Alright, now for the first article that I posted on Skeptic's Wars since the last podcast. Facebook adds new gender options. This is from originally from the Huffington Post. What it is that now, instead of there just being male and female gender options, there are now, I believe, around 50 or so gender options for people who are of transgender, people who don't actually identify with a gender. And to be quite honest, I think this is very good. I think this is showing how we're finally starting to accept transgendered people. And Facebook is, I believe, the largest social media website in the world. Maybe there's a larger one, I don't know, but Facebook, I believe, has like over 1 billion people, and so, this is a good thing. This is a very good thing for people who, just don't identify as being male or female, or a male who identifies as a female. They don't have to just simply put on there either male or female. They can put down there something that they feel is more appropriate for them. Alright. Next one. The mystery of Mars donut rock solved. This is originally from CNN. What it is, a few weeks back, there was this mysterious photo of a kind of like a jelly donut shaped rock that was somewhere where it shouldn't have been. Like, there was like nothing on a place of ground where there was nothing, and then one photograph was showing where there was nothing, and then another photograph showed there was a jelly donut shaped rock there. It turns out that the Mars rover Opportunity, which had photographed the rock, is actually accidentally knocked the rock over there. This has been the subject of big debate, like, how in the world, how did this rock end up there? And it even was a result of a lawsuit which many people were describing as frivolous, or what was supposed to be a lawsuit. I don't know if it's gone through or not, but um, basically, you know, uh, pretty much it's just NASA's fault that the rock's there. And, that's understandable. We've got like, what, 2 operating rovers on that planet right now. I think maybe this is the only one that's actually operating. I don't know, but I think there's about 2 of them. But so far this is not life, unless life did not put anything there, unless we count um us as putting it there. Next one. 1 in 4 Americans unaware that the Earth circles the sun. This is from News Daily, and it's about a article about how much we know about science. And in this one, apparently says that that only around 74% of Americans knows that the Earth revolves around the sun. Now, this is surprising. It also says that fewer than half knew that human beings evolved from a different species, and evolved from an earlier species. And that's not unusual, because a lot of people here, it might not be necessarily that they knew it, they just don't believe it because, well, of our precedent to religion and stuff. But the one about the 74% of only about 74% of Americans know that the Earth revolves around the sun, and and that apparently 26% of all Americans don't know that the Earth revolves around the sun. That's to be quite honest, that's an embarrassment, and that's unacceptable. Even if it was a small child that believed that, that would be unacceptable. But adults, and I'm assuming that the survey was taken from adults, that's completely unacceptable. Alright, next one. Reality show snake handling preacher dies of a snake bite. And this is also from CNN. A Kentucky pastor who stared. This is about a Kentucky pastor who was a Pentecostal preacher who was what you call a snake handling preacher. Someone who believed that handling snakes was a way of showing devotion to God. That if you truly had faith in God, the snake would not bite you, or if the snake bit you, it would not kill you. And well, what happened is, and he was actually on a reality show called Snake Salvation. The man's name is actually Jamie Coots, and on Saturday, while at church, while having a church service, he was bitten by a rattlesnake. He refused to have any medical attention done to him, and he died. And let's just face it, that's not surprising at all. Lots of people. This is a very dangerous practice, and not just to the people who handle snakes, but also to the snakes themselves. They can, it's kind of animal abuse if you think about it. But apparently his church is going to go on. His son, little Cody, and it says the church is going to go on, that they're going to keep having church services there, and they're going to keep handling snakes. And if somebody dies, I guess. Alright. Bill Nye spars with member of Congress over climate change. On Sunday morning, Bill Nye had himself another debate, this time with Tennessee Republican Representative Marsha Blackburn over climate change, and this was on Meet the Press on NBC and MSNBC. Um, it wasn't as long. It was less than 12 minutes long, actually. It wasn't as long as his debate with Ken Ham over creationism, and I knew it wasn't going to be that long because, quite frankly, this is a television show. This isn't like the internet where something like the Ken Ham debate could go on practically forever. They have, MSNBC, they've got commercials and stuff like that, and they got time restraints, so it couldn't go on. But I do feel that Bill won this debate. He obviously the opposition did a lot better than what Ken Ham did. You're not speaking about something that is completely and totally pseudoscience. There are some legitimate scientists who do not back that global warming is real or being caused by humans. It's not like it's still a large majority of all the climate scientists say that global warming is real and it's being caused by caused by humans. But suffice to say, he did do well. In the short amount of time, and I do feel he won it. But I already accept that humans are causing global warming, so I might be a little biased in it, and so other people who don't believe it or has no opinion about it whatsoever might disagree with me, and you know what? That's okay. All right. Next one. Psychic doctor told to pull ad. This is about a fake doctor from. I'm assuming he's fake. I'm assuming he doesn't have any medical training whatsoever. I don't know. Maybe he does, but this is about some guy called Dr. Simba, and he's in South Africa, which unfortunately has a lot of problems with these witch doctors and these peddlers of pseudoscience and alternative medicine. And this is a guy who apparently claims he's a psychic with mystical powers, and that he can cure things like epilepsy, depression, high blood pressure, and if someone is having trouble giving birth, he can make it so that you can give birth normally. But they're being told, hey, stop advertising, you're a fraud. He's being told by a South African advertising authority to no longer advertise his alleged psychic powers. He's being told, basically, stop. But will he stop? Probably not. Alright, and final one for today is faith-healing couple sent to prison for death of second son. And this is a story that I had been posting about several times earlier. And this is about earlier in the site. This is about Herbert and Catherine Shishbill. I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. You can go to the this description and click on the link and see for yourself and see if you have a better time at pronouncing their name. But they were convicted of for the death of their 7-month-old son, who they did not take to seek any medical attention, and instead decided to seek only faith healing. Just decided to just chose prayer over medicine, and they have a lot of kids. They have 7 surviving children. They had another one. They had another child who also died because they decided to choose prayer over going to a doctor. And from what and they're apparently going to jail, going to prison for, I believe, about 7 years. Assuming they don't get out early for. Well, actually, it's 3.5 to 7 years, and that's assuming they don't get out early for on probation or something like that. But basically, they're going to prison, and hopefully, they can't hurt any more kids from their total ignorance and total reluctance to use modern day medicine. So that's it. That's it for today. I hope you'll join me next week for the next episode of Skeptic Wars. So goodbye for now.